A very good evening to everyone joining in, depending on when or where you are getting to listen to this from. I want to say thank you very much for joining in for something that will be undeniably very impactful if you pay attention and will impact your life positively and move you many steps forward. So, again, on behalf of the team, I want to say thank you and welcome to the Drink and Grow Rich webcast. But before we begin, as always, I wanted to know that something is about to open. So it's about to happen. So are you open to a new direction? Yes or no? Are you open to a new direction? Let's get interactive in the chat room. Are you open to a new direction? And you will see the reason why you should be. Okay. But hey, who is here? Are you open to a new direction? I want to believe if you are not, you wouldn't be here. But I'm open to a new direction. And I want to also believe that, yeah, Lupa is open to a new direction. And Chichi is open to a new direction. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your feedback and your interaction. Now, I like to tell people that when you pray to God, please close your eyes. When you are done praying, please open your eyes. It's very, very important. You know, we are a very religious country, but I tell people, God responds to you sometimes not with your eyes, but with your mind. So when you are done praying, please keep an open mind. And for those of us who are on this call who are joining for the very first time, I want to say welcome. Keep an open mind as this may be very, very beneficial to you. Now, as we observe our environment, observe the country, there are words that are becoming a recurring decimal. Words such as, I can't afford it. I just learned today there is an increase in the fuel price again. Oh my God, they said the pressure is getting worse. Well, I can't afford it. What if you say, how can I afford it? I think that's the vernacular that we should begin to use right now. Some people would say, you know what if I lose? What if you win? Somebody will say, forget this thing, the work is not possible. What happens if it is possible? Don't get tied to the rat race. It's time to run the right race. I am too busy working. I don't have time. When will you have time? 5 years ago, you didn't have time. And today is not getting easier because the reward for hard work is even more hard work. So we've got to make sure that we expand our horizon. Imagine what money is holding many of us back from. There are things you want to do for yourself. There are things you want to do for your loved ones. There are schools you would prefer to put your children into. Hey, but why the choice of the school they go to right now? Why the choice of the car? Why the choice of the accommodation? Is it because something is holding you back? Perhaps it's money. And this is becoming an increasing scenario around us and upon the land. Again, it's something we want to pay attention to because if you read the book Delatoro McNeil, written by Delatoro McNeil II, Caught Between a Dream and a Job. In this book, he said that 87% of people dislike their job, they are there every day. 33% hates their job, they show up every day. 25% say their job is their number one stress factor, they still show up every day. 41% say they live paycheck to paycheck is never enough, and now they are even increasing the fuel again. 43% have been overworked. 50% feel no motivation, and 70% feel no motivation because they feel really they are underpaid. Does this resonate with you, or do you know someone who falls into one of this category? If all you have is one source of income, is a very risky position to be. Now, it doesn't matter whether you have something at hand to do. I don't believe that job means just overbroke. We are grateful and thankful to God for the gift of sustenance. We are grateful and thankful to God that we have something we can begin to do. But as you see the cost of living, inflation catching up, and many activities that are reducing the value of what you already earn into making it almost zero, I think it's right time to add something else because one is risky. If you were to pull that one out, you will be fretting. A young man was in my, not a young man, I mean, he's fairly, and I should say, he should be almost in his 50s. And he was in my office a couple of weeks ago, and he said he was worried. And I said, why? He said they are laying people from his place of work. And he's very worried. He doesn't know where to get to him and all of that. Now, do you think if somebody has multiple streams of income and they are doing well, In fact, most people believe even their jobs is serving as an obstruction to what they want to do. So we encourage you, please make sure that what you do, something is added to it. And that is why tonight we'll be introducing you to a revolutionary wealth and health building opportunity. It's called the Drink and Grow Rich Project. First, my name is Solomon James. I want to officially, again, on behalf of the team, welcome you here. Now, today's fact, according to a Low Harris poll, that 96% of the people lying awake at night, people are disturbed about two things. People are concerned about their health and people are concerned about their finances. I hope you know the number is on the rise. Health issues, financial issues. Needless to talk about the increase of premature death. The signs are there, people don't pay attention to the signs. The symptoms are there before you know, they say it's gone too soon. I was sharing a story, I think it was 2 weeks ago, of a man who was at my facility and he was talking to me about a friend they just lost. The guy went to the hospital. The doctor diagnosed the guy and told him, hey, your drugs is 6,000 naira. The guy said, I don't have 6,000 naira. Please, can you give me something cheaper? He said it might be cheap, but it might not be that effective. He said, that's what I can afford. And they gave him a drug of about 2,500. Probably the symptoms persisted. And just down the line that week, the guy had gone. Now, a lot of persons are going because they didn't even pay attention to these things. So part of what we do here every week is to create awareness. In the words of Robin Sharma, he said better awareness will create better choices and better choices will create better results. As we educate ourselves collectively, now we grow into a higher level of wellness. Understand that what you drink matters. We live in a society where everything is settled with a drink. They tell you if you are sad, drink. If you are bored, go drinking. If you are happy, go drinking. Somebody is dead, go drinking. You even go to inform your family or loved ones that you just lost a family member. They expect you to come with a drink. But what you drink matters because in today's world, really, not all water is created equal. There are places around the world you get to hear about healing waters. You hear about the wonder waters of the world. Are they true? And is it a myth? Well, we have such locations in France, in Mexico, in Germany, in India. Saudi Arabia has what they call the Zamzam water. Those of us around the western belt of Nigeria, we have a place called the Oshu Ikogusi spring water. And people tell you that these bodies of water has healing potentials and helps their health. Well, we cannot say much because it's their personal testimonies and their story. However, there is a beginning for all this. Back in 1950, research was conducted in some of these unique locations around the world, trying to find out why for thousands of years these places have maintained their legendary status as a natural source for miracle and healing waters. One thing was found to be a common thread in all these locations when they were done testing them. They found out these bodies of water contains what they call active hydrogen. Now, what's active hydrogen? Active hydrogen serves as antioxidant. Active hydrogen serves as anti-aging. Active hydrogen serves as what we now know as the ORP, oxidation reduction potential. Now, I'll be throwing more light into that. This is Mr. Hironari Oshiro, the founder of this company. He's from Japan and the founder of the company called Energy. Energy is a Japanese company manufacturing medical-grade Kangen water machines for your everyday use. Now, I tell people, Energy does not sell water, please. Energy does not sell water. What Energy does, they are in the manufacturing of medical-grade Kangen water machines that today you can even dispense from your home. Now, the word Kangen is a Japanese word. It simply means back to origin. Kangen means return to origin. So when you hear us talk about Kangen water, we're referencing a medical grade water helping the human body to reset itself. This company has been around for 50 years, 5 decades setting the standard. In this period, they have presence in 26 countries for the 3 locations. Thankfully, Nigeria is one of those countries. It's the only country in Africa actually servicing the rest of the African continent. The Nigerian office is at number 105 at Denny Jones, somewhere in Ikeja, and I will be there tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. We'll be having a live class, a live demo. So if you have anyone in Lagos and its environ, we encourage you to please send them to 105 at Denny Jones tomorrow morning. I think the flyers are already out. Reach out to the WhatsApp groups. Also, I invited you, and you can get that and send. But this is the Nigerian office, officially opened May 10th, 2023. This is their factory in Osaka in Japan, where all these machines are handcrafted. This is what they call an OEM facility, original equipment manufacturer. This has given them award certifications and documented recognitions. Two stands out for us. One is from the Japanese Ministry of Health, endorsing this device as a medical device. The International Standard Organization also endorsed this device with the ISO number 13485. You may want to do well to check this out when we are done. Don't distract yourself right now. But write it down, ISO 13485. It's a number given only to medical devices. So we have machines. That does not make them medical devices. We have water filters. We have treatment plants. That does not make them water. That does not make them a medical device. Now, in the water category, Energic is the only company in the world with this coveted ISO number regarding water and its treatment, ISO 13485. This is what our flagship product looks like. We call it the SD501. It's actually a state-of-the-art technology helping to produce 5 types of water. How many types of water? 5. Number 1 is what we call Kangen water, clean water, beauty water, strong Kangen, and the strong acidic. In terms of the pH, this water offers us 7 pH range. We have the drinking range going from 8.5 to 9 to 9.5. You can choose which one you want to start. It's even encouraged that you might start from the 8.5 and gradually go to the 9 and go to the 9.5. But hey, some persons just go for the 9.5 and they are cool and they are seeing great results. Your clean water is, from elementary school, they told us it was neutral. So your clean water is what is 7.0. Your beauty water is 4.5 to 5.5. It's a range. Your strong Kangen water is 11.5 and your strong acidic water is 2.5. Now, remember we said what they found in those bodies of water is what they call active hydrogen containing antioxidant, anti-aging, and what we now know as the ORP. Now, for your information, oxidation ages us. Oxidation impacts us. The more we get exposed to oxidation, we will be impacted. If you look at the lady at the left-hand side, she's aging fast. Again, that's largely also contributing is oxidation. Antioxidant is very good for you, and which is why you see a lot of young ladies, majority of the female folks, they go into smoothie, they go into fruiting and the likes. It's very, very helpful in reversing the aging process. You want to see the oxidation process at work, get yourself an apple. Cut your apple into 2. You'll notice within 3 to 5 minutes, your apple is going brown. What is happening? That's oxidation. Perhaps you buy yourself some nails today. A few days later, you see it's becoming rusty. Again, that is oxidation. Or we have representatives and people joining us from Jos on this webcast. If you've ever been to Jos and you experience the tomatoes Jos, fresh looking, very, very beautiful. But a few days later, you get to see something like this. This is what we call an oxidized tomato. So if the tomatoes are getting oxidized, if the apples are getting oxidized, if the human body is also getting oxidized, what happens to your glass of water? Understanding that fundamentally that the formula for water is H2O, oxygen is involved. And people don't know that their water also gets oxidized. Same taste, same color, nothing is changing. But today we have good water, we have bad water, we have living water, and we have dead oxidized bodies of water. Every time living tissues get exposed to oxidation, the end product is sickness. How do we get to check this out? Now, this is a test you need to be very, very conversant with. If we check your body of fluid and they go positive, well, it's not helping your body. It's going to oxidize you, okay? It might fill you up. That does not mean it's really helping your body. Yeah, now, all forms of bottled water, it's 200 to 300. Again, I think the Lagos State government, I know it's not federal, Lagos State government, and some of us have seen the article that they say from January 2025, they will be banning all forms of PET bottles and the likes. Well, let's see how it goes. But 200 plus, your tap water is 300 plus oxidized. Your soda drinks, your Coke, Fanta, 7-Up, Mirinda, whatever is your favorite one that you crave, always, it's 400 plus. As a matter of fact, I tell people it's more dangerous than cigarettes. You doubt me? Fasten your seatbelt. Well, your green tea is very good. You see the Arabs, you see the Asians, they consume lots of green tea. It's minus 100. Your fresh fruits, minus 100. Your vitamin C is minus 100. Your cod liver oil is minus 200. But you see a glass of Kangen water is minus 400 and above. Everything on the left is highly, highly oxidizing, and they will age you. But the things you consume, if you change your lifestyle to consume more of the things on the right, they will help to reduce the oxidative stress that you are actually experiencing, especially if you live in a city of Lagos, like many of us do. Now, let's get into the lab and show you quickly how this plays out. So this is our tap water. We turn it in here. Secondly, we take this body of water, RO, reverse osmosis water. Then we have Fiji mineral water here, also poured into the pack. Then we take our Avian bottled water. We also add that into the mix. Then we take our 7-Up, okay? Now, representing the packs. Then we also add to the mix our Kangen water. It's Kangen, not Kangen. It's Kangen, that's how it's pronounced, right? Now, taking a look at the glasses, they all look alike, okay? But here, we're going to introduce something right now. This is the ORP meter. This meter helps us to test if our liquids are positive or negative. If it's positive, it's bad. If it's negative, it's good for you. So checking out our tap water, we are seeing a 400 plus. It's very oxidized. We see this other bottled water over 400. We see the Fiji water over 400. Take a look at the Avian water over 400. Now take a look at the soda drink represented by 7-Up here. We are seeing over 500. It's very oxidized. Suddenly we see the Kangen water starting from a minus 100 to 200 to 300, now to 400, 480, 490, 503, 516, 526, 543, 545, 546, and it keeps going higher. Now, if we didn't test this, you wouldn't have known. Now, if you do not have this ORP meter, please reach out to whosoever invited you. They can help you get. I think we have some that came in. I think we just have 4 left, and it's the fastest finger thing. I sometimes wait for months before we get them restocked, so that you know what you are actually taking in. Now, why is this important? First, there's a book I like to recommend. The title of the book is Healing is Voltage, written by Dr. Jerry Tennant. For the human body to maintain itself, it needs about minus 20 to minus 25 millivolts of charge. So when you now begin to see a positive 400, positive 450, that is 8x, 9x not helping your body. When you see the soda drink going at, what was it? It was 500. That's over 10x not helping your body. And yet we are victims and consumers of these things every single day. You may do well to want to go into your, write this down, go to Google and type the word, suicide weapons in your refrigerator. You may want to do that. And you'll be afraid of what the startling revelation of what those pet soda drinks are causing to the human body. Now, you saw your Kangen water was at minus 500. So at least that's 10 times helping your body to heal and to repair itself. Now, there's one particular thing you'll be grateful taking your Kangen water, because just 1 glass of Kangen water is equivalent of 94 bananas. There is no one on this call that can consume 94 bananas at a swoop, at a go. Even if you're an advanced monkey, you will be having loose bowel and stooling and all of the rest. Now, it's equivalent to 64 apples. The antioxidant trapped into 64 apples is what we get just taking 1 glass of Kangen water. So the next time somebody offers you a glass of Kangen water, there is a lot of value being passed to you. Now, secondly, every time we talk about water, what really comes to most people's mind is alkaline water. People say, oh, I take alkaline water. Anybody can produce alkaline water anyway. Get some baking soda, put it in a glass of water. Please check it out, test it, use your pH drops. It will be alkaline. But again, those are induced alkalinity. And in case you do not know and you are not aware, your kidneys will be paying the price in the days ahead. Now, if you did any form of science, you are familiar with this chart. If the color range goes to the left, is acidic. Anything acidic is sickness. If the color range goes to the right, is alkaline. Anything alkaline is good for you. Now, let's go back to our glasses of water and let's check them out, how this plays out. Now, what we're introducing here is a pH tester. This one called methylene drop, what we use for titration back in our secondary school, you remember? Okay, so Now, we just want to put in drops of this into the water, and you can see same drops, but again, we are having different coloration. Take a look at the last one, where there is the Kangen water, very deep. But look, some of them are yellowish, some of them are greenish, some of them are just light blue, and you can see neutral is 7. Anything on the left is acidic. If you're going to the right, you can see the impact. So why do we take Kangen water? Remember, the word Kangen means back to origin. Follow me, take a look. Pouring in Kangen water, can you see it raised it to become alkaline? Look at this, this is very acidic, this acidic color. Can you see it dilutes the acidity? Take a look at the Fiji color, it raised it higher. Same thing also for the Evian bottled water. But take a look at our soda drink, your Coke, Fanta, 7-Up, Mirinda, whatever one you take. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing is very bad for the body. Some people will consume 3, 4, 5 a day, and they are still going for more. Well, let me just show you just what a cup of soda, not a bottle, has the possibility to do in the body. It turns the body to become acidic. Can you see it neutralized that alkaline environment and just made it acidic? This should be scary. Why? Because this is Dr. Otto Warburg, the man that discovered the real cause of cancer in 1923. He's a Nobel Prize winner. In his work, The Metabolism of Tumors, he demonstrated that all forms of cancers come down to 2 things, what he calls acidosis and hypoxia. What is acidosis? Hey, you know those your favorite pet drinks, those bottled drinks, those soda drinks? Those are acid that you are loaded in the body. Remember, we just checked them out. That was the first test we did. Now, these things are very, very dangerous. A couple of weeks ago, I stumbled upon Dr. Barbara O'Neill's work. It's on YouTube, and she said cancer loves 3 things. Cancer loves sugar, cancer loves acid, and cancer loves no oxygen. And I said, wow, this is what Dr. Warburg had been talking about way back 1923. Because cancerous tissues are acidic, healthy tissues are alkaline. We do know, and many of us are aware, that diseases don't thrive in alkaline environment, but they prosper in acidic environment. And yet we are acidifying the body, and we're wondering why we are coming down with chronic diseases. I tell people that the diseases of 2024 and beyond is not an accident, it's a harvest of our lifestyle today. Quickly, number 3, why we need to take water. One of the properties we're going to check is what we call microcluster. Now, for many of us, we take water, but we feel bloated. And people are wondering, I've seen people travel perhaps from Lagos down to the east with a bottle of water and they cannot finish it. Why is that the case? Whereas the human body is 70% water, yet people will tell you we are what we eat. No, you are not what you eat. What you eat falls under 30%. 30% cannot be bigger than 40. Sorry, beg your pardon, than 70, because that will make it up 100%. Now, you can go check this up. The human body can go up to 3 weeks without food. You can't go 3 to 5 days without drinking water. You'll be tasty, dehydrated, kicking. Your lips will be cracking. Water is very essential to our lives. Your lungs is water. Your blood is water, 82% water. Your skin is 80% water, which is why for many of us, when we are on a fast, even your skin will be giving you the feedback of how hydrated or dehydrated you are becoming. Your muscle is 75% water. Have you seen old student reunion and you wonder if some persons were mechanized farmers or what? It's as if they've been under the wood and going through a whole lot. Sometimes it's just water. The brain is 70% water, and many of us are having children resuming school, and yet we are acidifying them, putting all the soda drinks in their bags to get to school, not knowing that we are fogging their brains. Your bone is 20% water. So people are actually weakening their bones by consuming a whole lot of acidic things. You need water for your bone to also function optimally. But why do we need water? Number 1, to channel nutrients to the body. It doesn't matter what you eat. Basic biology will tell you that the cell is a smaller unit of the body. From the cell, you have the tissue. From the tissue, you have the organ. From the organ, you have the system. From the system, you do have the man. Do you want to change the man? Then what you are eating, what you are drinking must be valuable to the cell at a cellular level. So you need water to draw these nutrients to the cell. Number 2, you need water to be able to detox, because if you are eating what you are eating, you don't detox, you don't flush these toxins out, they will be coming back to hurt you again in the near future. So as we know, our regular water clusters is 15 to 20 molecules. Because they are larger, they limit absorption by the body, which is why people drink a glass of water, they are bloated. People buy a 50 cl, a 75 cl bottled water. They can drink that water through the day, and yet it's not done. They are not done with it. Why? That water is bloating them. The molecules are macro. But you see, our Kangen water is microcluster. It's 5 to 6 molecules. Because they are micro, they allow greater penetration and easier absorption by the body. Now, follow me into the lab and let's show you how this plays out. So here you see this is our green tea, and we apply this green tea representing our cell, okay? Because when you drink water, it needs to permeate into the cell, otherwise it will retain in your tummy. But again, something I want to show you here. Same green tea, 2 types of water, tap water, Kangen water. Carrying out the same experiment, can you see what is happening with the one of the Kangen water is making tea immediately. The other one is finding it difficult to permeate into the bag. So if that were to be the case, you'll be bloated because the body is not absorbing it. But let's show you something else so that you know that the water you drink is very important, even for your health, for the food you are eating, for the supplements and the drugs you are taking. Your water is very important. Now, we've broken this tea into 2 glasses. We turn in tap water, we turn in the Kangen water. Can you see the Kangen water is making another glass of tea? Ladies and gentlemen, this is, and when I saw this, I said, wow, very, very micro, very fast, it's extracting. While the other one is still looking pale. Look at the color. Now, for you, you finish your meal, you've eaten your best meal, perhaps you ate rice, you ate a banku, whatever you took, and you said, okay, you know what, let me wash it down. And you grab yourself a bottle of Coke or any of the soda brands. You know what, you just acidify the body, and that's poison. You are poisoning your body because what you are adding is acidic. You are using acid to wrap what is organic in the body. How healthy do you think you'll be getting? And that's many persons on this call are guilty of that. But I said, okay, you know what, no, they said, okay, we should stop that. So let me go get a bottle of water. But you didn't know how effective that water is. You can see one water was diluting even the little extract we had in the glass. Another water was enhancing and making it. That is the power of your Kangen water, which is why for many of us on this call, when you begin to experience Kangen water, you notice 5 to 10 minutes, you feel like going to the restroom. Some of us are beginning to run into the restroom very fast. Why? The water is permeating into the body. In 10 seconds, it's already in the cell. 10 to 30 seconds, you feel it. In fact, before it gets to your stomach, even from your tongue, your body is receiving it. This water is micro cluster. This is what we are talking about. Lots of medical doctors are talking about these bodies of water and the Kangen water, and a couple of books for your recommendation. Look for the book, Change Your Water, Change Your Life. Read it. The testimonies here look as if you are coming out from Shiloh or you are coming from Redeem Camp or any of the places where you believe miracles do happen. It's strange when you read this book because it's all just water. I recommend you also look for the book, You Are Not Sick But Thirsty, because 70% of the medications you take are treatable by water. But I'd like us to also try to get this book if you can. It's called Killing Cancer, Not People, because this is becoming a ravaging phenomenon right now in our time. Now, this book was written 20 years ago by Dr. Bob Wright. Bob Wright is the founder of the American Anti-Cancer Institute, and he wrote this book, Killing Cancer, Not People. In his view, cancer is bad, but what is worse off than cancer? Chemo and radiation. Many people don't bounce back. Many people don't get themselves back. But he is saying, hey, stop killing people. Let's kill the cancer. And 3 ways he gave a way out. Chapter 6 of his book. He says step 3 of the cancer diet, how restructured ionized water could save your life. Alluding this to 3 primary reasons. Number 1, because of the low microclustering capability. The third example we've just done, the third test we ran, and we saw how micro Kangen water was, that it was just permeating the tea bag and drawing out the value, while the other one was still waiting and taking time. So very, 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 very easy. And I've seen people drink 5 liters of this water within 30 minutes. They don't even feel the bloating effect. For those of us who are on this call, you know that's true. Number 2 is what we call the strong alkalinity. Your Kangen water was so strongly alkaline that it was even raising other bodies of water to become alkaline. And number 3, most importantly, is what we call the low negative ORP. Most importantly, again, I want to recommend, if you do not have an ORP meter, reach out to whoever invited you. I think we have about 4 sets left, and get yourself one, because that is the most important property of your water. Get to know the level of the ORP of the liquid you are taking, because you'll be adding so much value when you are getting it right. He said, I believe that with ionized water, it's a mandatory baseline requirement for those with cancer. We have lots of testimonies from him, people on stage 3, people on stage 4, 3, 4 months, they return back to 0. We have amazing testimonies. We have Dr. Shia also writing the book, The Enzyme Factor. This is the man that invented the medical process called colonoscopy. He's a professor of surgery at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Now, I read a little science, and those of us who are science students, you know, when they say somebody is Albert Einstein, it's like the body of knowledge. So somebody being a professor in his College of Medicine, then anything he says must be vetted to be correct. Now, this man has performed over 360,000 colonoscopy processes with a 100% success rate. Guys, somebody did a 10,000 success rate experiment. That should be applauded. You did 100,000, it worked. You did 200,000, it worked. You did over 300,000 and 100% work. That is a standard, whether you take it or not. And in page 159 of this book, he said Kangen water is alkaline-rich water considered to be the very best drinking water because of its incomparable powers of hydration, detoxification, and antioxidation. Now, he's written 4 books, and you may want to reach out and go to Amazon, get the hard copy, get the soft copy, and read and enrich yourself. These are some of his work. It checks you are inflamed. Once you are inflamed, you are sick. Inflammation is a feedback, okay? 3 months drinking Kangen water, all of this is reversed, and look at the system. Your health begins with your guts. I think we should know this by now. This is chronic constipation, 45-year-old lady, not taking enough water. Congratulations. The breast is dropping down, the toxins is getting stored, and before you know, cancer is also beginning to form. Well, 3 months drinking the water, what happens? All of that is becoming history. You can see the scenario, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. So note that down, because some person want to take it today and they see miracle before they wake up. You will begin to see miracle, but you've got to get the body to heal itself. This is chemotherapy. This is actually a case of prostate. It's a 52-year-old male with a prostate issue. Again, once your PSA is above 5, please, it calls for concern. When you are 40 and above, you might likely begin to feel the symptoms of prostate and the likes. So I'm talking about men. So your prostate health needs to be checked regularly. Well, even with chemo being done, and you can see the effect of it very black, drinking your Kangen water, look at what happened. It cleans the entire system, restores it. We've had numerous testimonies in our team around us, and people who took the water within 6 weeks are coming down from a plus 24, okay, PSA of 24 down to 0.7 in 6 weeks. I've seen a PSA of 1,000 crash to 400 in 7 days. We've seen numerous things happening. So again, anybody managing his prostate health, please do get this. And there's a supplement I'd like to recommend. It's called Ukon. Ukon is a fast tracker for most of these chronic issues. This is Mrs. Titi. She had cancer. In fact, she's a cancer survivor because in her case, she had done 6 chemos and it was getting worse. She had very high palpitation at night. She couldn't sleep, and people they need to be watching her. They need to be watching her because of what was happening to her. Well, she decided to start taking the water. In fact, somebody introduced the water to her, and she came taking in the water. And as she's taking the water, what did she know happening? 24 hours, her palpitation ceased. In 24 hours, her palpitation ceased. And 5 weeks down the line is the picture in the middle, and you can see her hair is growing. Everything is getting restored. 4 months down the line, I remember that particular day. I remember like yesterday, I was having a meeting, and she had come in, and immediately she came in, and I said, oh, that's the lady I'm talking about. She lifted up her hand and said, oh, beautiful, I have something to say. And I said, what is that? She said, I'm coming from the hospital. The doctors ran their test, and they gave her a clean bill of health. She has no trace of cancer, past, present, or future. Today, she's living her life healthier than ever before. So we are seeing lots of testimonies. We are seeing issues with kidney related. We are seeing sickle cell related issues. We are seeing BP related issues. We are seeing diabetes related issues. We are seeing people having numerous things, and people are excited. So people will come and say, That means this water can cure. I said, no, please never use the word. Kangen water does not cure anybody. They said, okay, the water can heal. How can it heal my fibroid? Please, would never use the word cure or they never use the word heal. All that Kangen water does is what you saw here. Kangen water is positioned to empower your body for your body to heal itself. It is not the water that does the healing. It's the human body that does the healing, which is why 10 of us will take the water and 10 of us might have 10 different testimonies within the same period. Why? Your body is the one healing. Your body knows the wicked. You are as strong as your weakest point anyway. So the human body, the way it's created, is functional to heal itself. But with our lifestyle and all the acidity and everything, and check out, at birth, babies are born alkaline. Go to the old people's ward, from the door, from the corridor, you perceive a choking acidic smell. Please, you've got to really create a balance for your health. So we've just spoken about Kangen water and what it can do. Now the next is clean water. Use your clean water for your baby formula, for your cooking, and for other things. I mean, normally we are used to taking clean water. It's a pH of 7. Please, if you're on any form of medication, do not use your Kangen water to take or consume your medications. Especially medically prescribed drugs over the counter, please don't do that. Because this water is very, very micro. It will draw the medication into the cell very fast. And you know, medical drugs need to come into the human body as what we call a slow release, slowly get into the body. So you do not want it to come into your body very, very fast. So take your clean water, take your medication. 15, 20, 30 minutes later, you can resume with your Kangen water. It balances the body and helps everything to settle in. Now we have the beauty water. Beauty water is 4.5 to 5.5. It is the same pH with the human skin. Your beauty water will help you to relieve dryness, feel this energizing effect. It controls oils, relieves sensitive skin, it reduces dark circles. People with acne, in fact, again, you can see I have a fresh bottle of granite again because people know they drink beer. The other one is already getting finished. So, but we are consuming these things. How come we are not having that acne breakout and all of this? Because the water just opens up your pores, remove the oil, acne relief, moisturize hair, makes your skin to be smooth. I mean, I am a product of this product. Don't worry, when you meet me physically or you can come around tomorrow, you will know what if I represent what I'm talking about. This water is awesome on your skin and many much more. Let's talk about the 11.5. This is what Dr. Bob Wright recommends for people with cancer, people with tumors, people with cholesterol issues or high acidities in the body. But the company strongly recommends this water for washing your fruits and your vegetables. If I were to ask right now, how do you wash your fruit and vegetables? Many of us will say, oh, we use water. Some people say we add salt. Others say we add apple cider or vinegar. Well, let's show you in one way, a better way to wash your fruit and vegetable in 1 minute. So this is sesame black seed oil. Okay, many of us are familiar with this oil. It could be any oil. It could be your groundnut oil. It could be your red oil. It could be your Goya oil, whatever oil. Okay, but the normal elementary science would tell us that when you pour water into oil, what happens to the water? It tells you oil and water don't what? They don't mix. So science is correct. You see the oil is floating. Well, same experiment, same oil, same glass. Well, let's apply our own 11.5. Ladies and gentlemen, that thing is looking like kunu. It's looking like milkshake. So imagine somebody who has oil issue, cholesterol in the body, and you are just taking a few glasses of this. What do you think happens? It goes into the body, decoagulates the oil, and out it goes. And you are releasing a lot of this oil, excess oil in the body. Very, very powerful. But let's show you the impact of this in with regards to your fruit. So this is cherry tomatoes. It could be your pumpkin, it could be your ugu, your water leaf. It could be whatever fruit you normally, your carrot, your cabbage, okay? But now we use your tap water to soak it. Then we use our own 11.5. I'm not a proponent of you putting your leaf in the market and coming home to wash it. You'll be washing off the chlorophyll. But anyway, we've just rinsed out our tomatoes here. We see the color is coming out clear. Once there is no particle, it's good for you to go. But hold on, let's apply our 11.5 water. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what you see there is not green tea. That is pesticides, that's herbicides, that's germicides, that's the sites on it. Now, once you hear the word site, suicide, something is about to die, something is dying. They apply these things to kill. And now if I to give you that yellow greenish colored water to drink, you will say, God forbid, it's not my portion. But if I'd given you the first tomatoes washed with a normal tap water, you would have eaten it, you would have consumed it. But again, what you are rejecting now was on it. So many of us today, we are doing smoothies. Oh, probably you'd have gotten home and said, you know what, Kelechi, help me blend all of this, make tomato smoothie for me, let me drink. It's good for my health. Unknown to you, all these chemicals that you saw, the preservative and all these pesticides are all embedded in it. And because it's a liquid form, it gets into your cell faster. No wonder we're having many vegetarians also coming out with chronic disease, which shouldn't be, because as a vegetarian, actually, it's easier for your body to heal itself. But again, they are coming out with chronic diseases because they are not also aware of all the oil-based pesticides on it. But why is that the case? It's the farmer. The farmer needs to protect his produce, needs to protect his crop. To do that, he sprays them with oil-based pesticides. Now, when the farmer harvests this and sends out to the market, does he remove them? No. Whose job is it? It's yours. But do you remember? No. Were you even informed about it? Hell no. You see, back in the days, I remember I used to sell ugu for my mom, okay, pumpkin. And we can even get these vegetables, and you can leave it even up to a week. It looks dry. It looks as if it's dead. 7 days after, please get to water and sprinkle. Few minutes, it will just blossom and come up again. Have you noticed that today you buy your vegetables in the morning, in the evening, they are all dropping liquid. It's already becoming watery. These are poisons. And they marks up when they spray these things. If it's not safe for them to eat, to breathe in, how can it be safe for you and your loved ones to consume? So please do something about it. Finally, it's what we call the 2.5. The 2.5 is a very strong disinfecting solution. It kills 99.999% of all germs, E. coli, mold, bacteria in 30 seconds or less. Very powerful for sanitizing your knife, your cutting boards, your dish towel, to disinfect your hand, even your toothbrush. For many of us on this call, our toothbrushes are in the restroom. And you know the restroom is the headquarters for the manufacture of bacteria. And yet you leave your toothbrush there and you are complaining about having periodontal issues and conditions, bleeding of the gum. Listen, that's a bacteria-infected place. You need to clean up your toothbrush with your 2.5. 30 seconds, it kills all bacteria in there. We've seen this very useful for eczema. You can see conditions like this. You can see psoriasis, because as you keep itching and scratching, it will be spreading. But you just spray this, it contains it, kills the bacteria there within seconds, and begins to dry itself. This is a male nurse having this condition. 11 years, they couldn't fix this. But this was just 60 days. He had gone from this to this. What do you say about Suzanne? You cannot be smiling having this kind of face. I know ladies who are so particular about their looks, and having this kind of condition is one you don't feel like going out. But hey, just 8 weeks, begin to apply this, it begins to treat and work on this. We've seen this in diverse ways. Excellent, excellent must-have solution in your home. The Kangen 2.5 water. Now, I hope you are seeing value here, because what we are talking about here is very, very valuable. Now, if you're on this call and you think so far what you have listened is very valuable, please give me a 3 in the chat. Let me know you are here, and let's see the word value. Give me a 3 in the chat if you are here and you think this is very, very valuable. This is very, very valuable. Yes, very valuable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I see. Madam Chichi, thank you very much. Molushola Oduwaye, Pastor, thank you, sir. Modipeko, my MC, thank you. Fatima Ibrahim, wow, good to see you, Fatima. Yes, Bankibi, valuable. Ayodele 3. Zimmerman, that's a 3. Noro, that's a 3. Yeah, Bankibi, that's a 3. Elizabeth Tibi, that's a 3. Listen, guys, this is very, very valuable. And we encourage people all over the world to make sure they are partakers of this. They get it. This is very, very valuable, not just for today, but some persons might be considering the price. But listen, I tell people anything that has to do with your family's health is not an expense. It is an investment. It's an investment that you must be willing to take a look at actually making that investment come to pass. Okay, so this is not an expense, it's an investment, and understand that this right now is on sale. Now we have a couple of product range, but first let me talk about the superior crafted product called the Kangen 8. The Kangen 8 is a superior product. It's a touch screen. You know that it's a touch screen. It has, it speaks 8 languages. It has 8 solid pure titanium platinum plates. It has a global switch that any country you go to, you don't need a step up or a step down transformer. It will auto switch itself. For example, you move it from Nigeria, you want 220 watt or volt. Then you go to the US where you have 110. You don't need a step down transformer. It will, once you plug it, it will regulate itself. So it has a multi-regulator. If you have to use others, you might need to have a step up, step down. So this is a high-end device, very, very powerful, superior ionization and all of that. But for 6,235,000 naira, somebody says, what? Are you kidding me? This is too expensive. I said, what is expensive? He said, what you just talked about is expensive. 6 million and I want kilos. Well, first of all, you must put things in perspective. Let's even imagine what it will feel like not to renew that expensive prescription drug. Do you know how many people are on prescription drugs right now? Do you know how many people are on retainership with the pharmacies? Do you know how many people are spending millions? Listen, I wish everyone here well. I do not pray you have anything to do with the hospital at this point in time, especially in our nation. Our best hands are escaping. Just as we are used to second-hand cars, second-hand clothes, and second-hand things, we're having second-hand people handling many health challenges. So there is an increase in fatality, in case you are not even aware. Do you know how much it is? Okay. We had a group stuff yesterday. Pastor Dan was saying something. He said, thank you, sir, for always using your head to break the coconut. I said, I'm very careful right now what I use my head to break, because the cheapest headache right now is 1,000 naira. How much is your paracetamol? 1,000 naira. And now that fuel has gone up again, it might go increase again. This is not, you don't know how much people are spending on drugs. I've met a man who had spent 84 million naira on his kidney, 84 million naira. And he started taking this water, and the space of 3 months, everything reversed. You want to tell him 84 million vis-a-vis 6-point-something million? I know of a cosmate who called me, the sister, one thing, you spend 9 million. Listen, you might think they didn't keep the money, but to save somebody, you will look for the money. They will go around asking, they'll do GoFundMe, they will beg, they will call to save a life. But if they were to do that to get this machine, it's too expensive. What about the side effect? I just told you of the man who thought 6,000 naira. The doctor said, buy a drug of 6,000 naira. He said no. But again, he bought the one for 2,500. Listen, guys, the best way to economize is to buy the original. Make sure what you are buying works. So I would rather get something that will make me live than try to cut costs and you have complications. So this is not expensive. Let's even imagine, how will you feel like if you had more energy, less pain, you lose that weight finally, or you get to feel your health again? I hope you do know that once you are healthy, you know. They need to tell person, your body, you will know you are healthy again. And sometimes I make fun. I remember growing up back in the day, and I feel sick. My mom will put all forms of delicacies and the things I like. I will not eat it. My sister will be by the side. One chopper. I mean, she will grab it and consume. The day my mom will put maybe a bowl of rice or and you finish it, so you're starting to go wash plate, you don't well, okay? Because you know when you get your body back again, okay? I mean, African women, mothers, God bless them. They don't allow time for any time, extra time loss. So what will it feel like that you get your body back? You can't put a price tag to this, which is why you may choose to even go for our flagship product, the SD501. This one has 7 solid titanium platinum plates. The other one has 8. So that one is 6,235,000. This one is 4,837,500 naira. Powerful, very solid product. Now, whether you go for the K8 or you go for the SD501, it's priceless. It's the only machine that it's medical grade, ISO certified, producing 11.5 and 2.5, 5-year warranty, and a 30 years plus lifespan. This year make this machine 30 years for the home use. The company has been around for 50 years. It was only produced only for the hospitals. But now, 30 years ago, they started producing for the home, and they are solid and still working. It cleans itself. It has a patented technology to do that. Now, we have other range of products. You may please do well, reach out to those who have invited you if you're a guest on this call, and they will show you the one that fits your lifestyle, fits your choice, fits your taste. You know, some persons live in an all-white building apartment. Hey, I like the K8. I like the touchscreen. Why are people buying iPhone 16 and some of us are still using Techno Camon 4? Okay, so show you the text. Yes. Show you the receive WhatsApp. Yes. Okay, we are cool. But some persons want what is the latest, what is in vogue. So, but it's working. That's the thing here. So the K8 is working, the SD501 is working, the silver platinum one is working. So please reach out and they'll give you the one that suits you. And this is the company's account. I would strongly recommend, please, you pay into the company's account. Now, some of us, again, I'm grateful that I've seen a lot of things work. The company creates the flexibility of people paying into the company's account, even if their money is not complete. So I saw somebody, the person paid ₦1 million, came back, paid another 3 million, came back, paid 5 million, 2 million, came back, paid whatever till it gets complete. And you go and you pick your machine. Some other person, in fact, this evening, somebody sent me a message, said, I've just transferred 387,500 or something like that, and said, I'll be balancing the rest next week. The company allows that. So please, once the money is off your hand, it shows commitment. So it may not be everything. You might have $1 million, you might have 1.5, you might have 2 million. Go there, put it in there, keep your receipt. If you have all at once, send it here, because likelihood, oh, let me send it to my friend, and your friend has an emergency. Say, let me use it, and my friend, I go, before you know, we now have stories. The company will not be involved with those stories. So send it here, and you will pick up your machine. Thankfully, once your money is complete, you can pick up your machine. Your machine will be ready that day. At most 24 hours, your machine is ready. Back in the day, we wait for 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get the machine to be shipped in. Okay, with a whole lot of stress with custom and all the dramas. But right now, if you are in Lagos, you have somebody in Lagos, you can send them to walk into the office, 20 minutes, your machine is out, and it can be delivered to you. So quickly, let's talk about how to turn our water to wine. How to turn your water to wealth. It's Jesus that turns water to wine. Warren Buffett says something that I truly like. Warren Buffett said, whatever you like to do, make it a hobby. Whatever the world likes to do now, you make it a business. The energy system is one that has a very unique marketing plan. Understand that anyone who drinks water here is a prospect. We have a project here that it is not fighting what you do. Oh, I'm an engineer. You drink water. Oh, I'm a politician. Welcome. You drink water. I am doing long reach. You still drink water. I'm doing EdMark. You still drink water. I'm a student. You still drink. I'm a teacher. Welcome. Thank you. World Teachers Day. Congratulations for all the impact. You still drink water. Everyone will drink water. Oh, I'm a pastor. You will still drink water. Oh, I'm fasting. You'll come down from that mountain. We'll be waiting for you at the bottom of the mountain with the water, because you must drink water. It's part of your life. So this is not anti whatever you do. It's water. We are not selling drugs. We are telling you drink better water. So it's a proven device for the mass market. The company has been around for 50 years. 50 years, guys. So this is not on trial. If you're a guest here, what we are talking about being around for 50 years, endorsed by numerous doctors. First used in Japan back in 1974. Domestic use opening was in 1994. And now we have lots of country opening. Thankfully, the Nigerian market is also open. So the energy business, there's no monthly qualification, there is no stocking, there is no loading, there's no annual renewal, there is no auto ship, there's accumulative sales, there's international borderless sponsoring. And what blew my mind here is the compensation plan. It is patented. It has not been changed in the last 30 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not know if any of us have been involved in any form of direct sales or multi-level marketing, that in the last 30 years, they have not changed their system. Ladies and gentlemen, Energic has not, and Energic will not. Why? The compensation plan is locked. It's when they lock something, throw away the key. That is the plan. It means whatsoever you see is what it will be. Someone said, that simply means there is no room for advancement. No. The basic is luck. Like we just had a promo that began yesterday or day before yesterday. You will see, in fact, they are looking for more ways to give, but the fundamental system is locked, cannot be changed. Because we've seen systems that once you start making money, they'll change it. They never change it for your favor, it's for their own favor. Needless to say, operating in Nigeria with a kind of unpredicted system and policy, many companies will be changing their compensation plan every week. If our government cannot keep the steady price of petrol and they are changing it every week, ladies and gentlemen, be careful what you join. Now, I do know many people are used to the everyday system of bring to. Listen, as much as I'm concerned, there's nothing wrong with this model. Okay, I tell people even Jesus ran this model. God said, who shall I send? Jesus said, send me. He landed here, got 12 downlines. Now you call them disciples. They are downlines. He sent them out 2 by 2. It was a binary model. And today they have billions of Christians. Muhammad was also one who built a team. Today there are billions of Muslim worshippers. So it's a model that has been working. But again, for everything, we have the good, the bad, and the ugly. But for our system here, we run actually a direct sales model. How does this work? You come in, you get your machine, you have an ID. You reach out to your friends, you share the water perhaps to them, they experience it, and they buy the machine. That's what we call a direct sales. Direct sales are people who buy the machine using your ID. Now, they have their own circle of influence. They also reach out to their circle of influence. Those are called indirect sales. You may not know those people, but they sell to their friends. When you add up the direct sales plus the indirect sales, that gives you what we call a group sale. So group sale is not a sale that you made, it's a sale that the entire tribe. And let me say something, I've emphasized this before. If you truly want to be successful in the 21st century, you must build a tribe. Tattoo this into your brain. Community is commerce. In fact, if you can write it in the chat, type it in. Community is commerce. If you don't create a community, you will belong to somebody else's community. The church where you are is a community. The mosque where you are is community. The marketplace you are selling is somebody's community. They are coming there to collect their tax. They are coming there to collect their monies. Community is commerce. Show me any wealthy person on the face of the earth. I will show you somebody that has built a tribe, that has built a community, that is harvesting from a community. So when people say, I need to wait, bro, bring me, you are a doctor. You will never make money if you don't have a community. You are a lawyer. Your wig go turn to dada if you don't have a community. Community is commerce. God call you. You be like John the Baptist, you go to the desert. There is no community. You will be shouting, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees. But when he saw the community coming, he said, I see the Spirit descending. I feel like preaching right now. In fact, I feel like taking offering. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Okay, guys, let's move on. This system pays us in 10 amazing ways. 10 amazing ways. But for tonight, we just focus on one of it. We'll call it the 8A or the 8-point commission. Now, let's take our flagship product as an example. Sold for 4,837,500. Now, Energy pre-allocates a budget of 2 million naira for the distributor. So they take this 2 million naira, they split it into 8 parts. So when you take 2 million naira and you divide it by 8, each part will give you 250,000 naira. So we call that A. 1A is 250,000. So it's like a pizza wheel. Every part you take is 250,000 naira. I hope we are clear and we are following because we're about to wrap up here. Now, how do you get paid and how do you even make money? In fact, it's possible for you to get this machine for free. Somebody's asking, really? Yes. Pay attention. How does it work? Well, the first person that joins you to buy the machine, you get paid 250,000 naira. And ladies and gentlemen, I do know that minimum wage in Nigeria is 70,000. And now you made a sale and they paid you 250,000 naira. That's 300% higher than Nigerian minimum wage. So even if all I did was to sell one machine in a month, I have exceeded the minimum wage by 300%. Now, you sell your second machine, you get paid 250,000 naira. You are a 1A rank member. So just with 2 sales, you have made 500,000 naira. You are a 1A rank. The day you make your third sale, and you decide to put it on the 2A lane, you are now what we call a 2A, where you have your third direct sales. Now, rather than pay you 250,000, they pay you 500,000. Why 500,000? Because every new level is 250,000 naira added to your salary, added to your commission. Now, I want to ask you if you're a civil servant here, when was your last increase? Can you increase your salary in the next 24 hours? Can you increase your salary in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months? Ladies and gentlemen, you can do that here. Because once I get my third person, I have just moved up my commission to 500,000 in earning for that rank. Now, the very day you hit 10 cumulative sales, remember I said cumulative means everybody. It means you didn't bring 10 persons. It's possible, but it's also possible the 2 persons, the 3 persons all went ahead, reached to their circle of influence. Now you have a total of 10 people in your tribe. Once you have 10 people, you are a 3A rank member. You activate the earning potential of 750,000 naira with your next direct sale. Remember what I said? Next direct sale. So you hit the number, your personal activation gives you that 750,000 naira. You become a 4A when you have 20 cumulative group sales. And now you are earning ₦1 million. What? Yes. Not a fresh 20 sale, continuation from the 10. Remember we said that they don't flush point. They don't flush anything. If it takes you 10 years, once you go from 10 people to 20 from your entire tribe, you are a 4A rank. And with your next personal direct, you activate and you start earning ₦1 million. How does that sound? An increase in salary. Rather than carrying placard, we no go gree, we no go gree. Hey, you can change how that story ends. You become a 5A when you have 50 cumulative group sales. Now you're earning 1,250,000 naira. With your next direct sales, that is activated. And you become a 6A when you have 100 people in your organization. And listen, yes, Mr. Mente, that's very, very fantastic. It's fantastic. Because you have 100 people in your tribe, you are earning 1.5 million naira. Let me break this down so that we can have a perspective of how this plays out. But before I do that, let me take a glance into our group and see who is here and who we can celebrate and use for our narrative. So I'm seeing, I see Mega Grace. I like that. I see Mega Grace. So let me use Mega Grace for this example. So Mega Grace MG. All right. So Mega Grace comes in, buys a machine. Now Mega Grace reaches out and sell one machine to Tom. Tom buys the machine. So it simply means Tom will be under Mega Grace, right? Yes. How much will Mega Grace earn for Tom buying the machine? 250,000 naira because it's his first sale. That's 1A. Okay. Now Mega Grace sells another machine to Shade. Now your first 2 sales was 1A. And how much is 1A again? 250,000 naira. So Mega Grace has just made 500,000 naira for selling 2 machines. Now, Mega Grace is excited, reaches out to Imem, sell a machine to Imem. Imem buys a machine, that is your 2A. Your third machine makes you a 2A. You can put it in 1A, but hey, why? Put it in your 2A and get 500,000 naira. So Mega Grace have just made 3 sales and Mega Grace have just earned ₦1 million. How much was Mega Grace machine? Perhaps Mega Grace had bought the SD501 for 4 million plus. And yet you have just made ₦1 million naira out and you are still drinking the water for the rest of your life. But we are not done here because Tom reaches out to Grace, sells a machine to Grace. And you know what? Mega Grace will still earn 250,000 naira. But Mega Grace, you're not the one that sold the machine. The system say yes. Tom is an offshoot of Mega Grace, so Mega Grace will earn 250,000 even though Mega Grace did not bring in Grace. I understand Grace and Mega Grace. But Grace reaches out and sells a machine to Pearl. Mega Grace will still earn 250,000 naira. Pearl reaches out, sells to Otto. Mega Grace will still earn 250,000. There's something I want you to notice here. Because in your traditional network marketing and all those things, as you go down, in fact, you only earn higher from the first level. Once from the second level, it begins to go down. Have you noticed that the same 250,000 naira that Mega Grace got for bringing in Tom is the same 250,000 is getting for Grace, for Pearl, for Actor. This will run till the eighth level. That's what we call it 8-point commission. So Mega Grace will be willing to help Pearl, willing to help Actor, because if anything happens, Mega Grace will still earn. Now, this is getting exciting because Mega Grace sees what is already happening right now and jumps up, brings in Eno. Somebody says, okay, Eno will now be on a 3A, not so fast. Now, for you to be on a 3A, you need 10 cumulative group sales. But if we do a count here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 7 sales done under Mega Grace. So it's done up to 10. Once it's sub 10, that simply means it's still 2A. And how much is 2A? Correct. 500,000. Now, something is about to happen. Eno is a catalyst. I have a few catalysts in the team that they are just scattering things. So they come in, and perhaps Mega Grace is also a catalyst. And Mega Grace reaches to Ali, Abu, and Annie. Ali buys a machine from Eno. How much will Eno make? Eno will earn 250,000 because it is her first sale. Everybody, your first 2 sales are 250. But guess what? Mega Grace will earn 500,000. You dey whine me? No, I'm not dey whine you. But Eno earned 250. Eno is the one that made the sale. The system says Eno is on a 500,000 naira shop. Eno is on a 500,000 naira lane. So while Eno is earning 250, Mega Grace will earn 500,000. What? Yes. Eno reaches out to Abu, sell to Abu. Abu is the second person for Eno. So Eno will still earn 250,000. But guess what? Mega Grace will earn 500,000. This is becoming interesting. Yes, it is. Eno reaches out to Annie, sells a machine to Annie. Now that's the third person for Eno. So Eno will earn 500,000. But guess what? Mega Grace will also earn 500,000 naira. Now, if you calculate the total sales on this board, there's 10 sales. And the system says any sale after the 10th person that Mega Grace brings in directly can be placed as a 3A sales. In this case, Chooks, and that's 750,000. So Mega Grace have opened a shop of 250,000. Mega Grace have opened a shop of 500,000. Mega Grace have opened a shop of 750,000 naira. Mega Grace, how do you like the sound of this? But while Mega Grace is still thinking, Annie goes to work. Annie talks to Babs, sells a machine. And for Annie selling to Babs, hey, Mega Grace will earn 500,000. Annie sells a machine to Ben. Mega Grace will earn 500,000 naira. Annie sells to Bob. Mega Grace will earn 500,000 naira. Bob sells a machine to Joe. Mega Grace will earn 500,000. Bob sells a machine to Jack. Mega Grace will earn 500,000. Bob sells a machine to John. Mega Grace will earn 500,000. Ladies and gentlemen, Mega Grace right now will just be thanking God. He's drinking his water, and yet this is the result of what is happening with the team. This is what I said community is commerce. And these people buying the machine, perhaps they're just buying to also enjoy the water for their health, for their family, their aged mother, their family member that has one condition, and see if the water can help. For buying the machine, Mega Grace is still earning. If you calculate the total sales under Eno here now, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Under the Eno structure, 10 sales of 500,000 naira, that is 5 million naira. If Mega Grace had purchased the SD501 of 4,807,000 naira, has Mega Grace made back the money for the machine? Yes. Is the machine free? Yes. Is Mega Grace still drinking the water? Yes. Well, this consumer, yes. MM has not even started. Shadi have not started. Tom and the gang have even paused. Chooks have not started. Under the Eno structure is even the Annie and the gang leg that is going, because take a look, Abu has not started, Ali has not started. What Annie is doing here, Abu can begin, Ali can begin. What happens if everybody begin to just go on a massive crusade? They are just, who let the dogs out? And they're just all out. What do you think will be happening to Mega Grace? Truly, this is what we call drink and grow rich. Because I know what is a Mega Grace at he or she will be thinking, I beg, make I reach the next one, make I do 4A, 20 sales in the organization. Now you are earning ₦1 million. You open ₦1 million shop. You do 5A of 50 sales. From the 51 sale, now you open ₦1,250,000. By the time you do 6A, that means you have 100 machines in your organization. Remember, nothing flushes. Once you have a total of 100 machines under your 8 point, all of this calculates, and now you are 6A earning 1.5 million. From your 101 till infinity, any direct sales Mega Grace makes, Mega Grace will earn 1.5 million. So let's say in the month of November, Mega Grace already 6A and makes 10 sales for that month. Mega Grace will be earning 15 million naira. What happens if those 10 people each sold one machine each? That's another 15 million, 30 million. What happens to the other 5A leg, 4A leg, 3A leg? And there can be multiple of this. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing is amazing. This is again what we call is a drink and grudge system. You become a 6A, the company says, thank you. You are rewarded with $3,000, not in naira, dollars paid to your domiciliary account. Now, what makes you a 6A? 100 people. Did you bring the 100 people? Perhaps not, except you got a contract to supply 100 machines and that counts for you. But hey, it may not be. Now you help 2 people in your team to also become 6A like you. That's our own nomenclature. Most organizations will use gold, silver, platinum, bronze, diamond, whatever. This is how we rank. 100 people, you are a 6A. 2 people in your team, direct or indirect, 2 different legs, becoming 6As also make you a 6A too. Now they give you $6,000. You become a -2. When you help 2 people who have become a 6A2, you are giving a $12,000 one-off incentive. And remember, all these things are happening, activities are happening on the legs. It means you are earning much more. The day you hit 6A2-3, it simply means you've got 2 persons who are on the -2. The company says, thank you. Now they gift you $25,000 once, and they place you on $5,000 monthly for life. Monthly for life. I want to explain that again. Once you do a -3, you give you $25,000 and you have your $5,000 monthly. This system has been running for 30 years. This compensation plan has been running for 30 years. It has not been changed. It will not be changed because of you. It will not be changed because you just want to join us now. So that, how can it be? And listen, this is not your commission. This is just an incentive. Because for all these things to be happening, those 1A leg, 2A legs, 500,000, 750,000, 1 million, 1,250,000, 1.5 million activities are happening. Help 2 people to go to a -2, to a -3, you go to a -4. Simon Lowe, one of our top team members, just became a -3 about 3 months ago. And how many of us have noticed the last 7 days, 6 days, he has been to almost 8 countries. Every day he's in one country. He's in Italy, he's in Germany, he's in Rome, he's in Paris, he's just traveling. Sorry, guys, I need to get some water. Okay, I'm running fast and I'm excited, okay? Because I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the possibility of what is about to happen. So Simon Lowe became a 6A 2-3. The guy just turned 30 years in July. 30 years. And in 30 years, you are already earning $5,000 monthly for the rest of your life, minimum. This is not the other commissions. Guys, do use your calculator, do Aboki FX, and know what that stands for. Help 2 people to be a -3, you go to a -4. $50,000, now they move you to $10,000 monthly for life. It has not changed in 30 years. By the time you get 2 people to a -4, you go to a -5. $100,000, and now you are positioned at 15,000 monthly for life. Help 2 people to go to a -5, you go to a -6. Now you earn 200,000 and you have 20,000 monthly for life. There's a training that was done yesterday, okay, day before yesterday, by Daniel Macaulay. 6A16, 6A16-5. It has 16 people directly who are 6As. He's a -5, meaning they had collected $100,000, and every month he collects $15,000. These are not his commissions. Do you understand what that simply means? So we have a -6. Cynthia Begrant is a -7. 6A15-7. 400,000 US dollars and $40,000 every single month, minimum. Guys, this is truly changing life. Now, so what do you do? I will encourage you to use the product. Madam Fumi should be on this call. Banky B is one of our top leaders. These are two of our top leaders. Madam Fumi, the one holding the bottle, she was the first person to join me on this project. Now, some of us will say, you know what, I won't tell anybody until I join. I won't tell anybody until I have bought my machine. No. The very day I invited her, and one of our foreign partner, Hemant Kumar from India, it was a one-on-one talking to her. She was distracted. She was making calls. She was sending WhatsApp messages. I felt embarrassed because I felt she wasn't concentrating. And we had to call attention to it. She said, no, I'm sending messages. What I'm hearing looks too good to be true. I want my friends to know about it. Well, we're done. She took the water to go and give the uncle. And for the next 7 days, she was supplying the uncle the water from the facility where we're using back then. And after a week, the uncle called her up and said, look, I'm noticing some changes in my body. I'm feeling this way. The uncle is a health enthusiast. How much is this machine? She told the uncle counted the money, gave to her and said, go and buy me the machine. Now, obviously, the uncle will not be involved in talking to people, but he wants to enjoy his health. So she took the money, registered herself, and the machine was deposited in the uncle's house, and the uncle is using the machine till today. As a matter of fact, sometimes her own machine, they might have issues with water and things like that. She will just go to the uncle's place to go and get the machine. In fact, because of the effectiveness and the value the uncle got earlier this year, sometime in February, the uncle called her up and gave her 4-point-something million to go and get her own machine. Ladies and gentlemen, don't wait to share this good news. Use the product. She used the product. She also started referring the product to others. Before you know, people will come and they'll be building a team. People will buy the machine. And you now begin to build your own tribe. And understand, community is commerce. We have lots of testimonies. Some of the testimonies look so unreal. If you do not know the people, you'll be thinking these things are fabricated. You see 10 people will stand up in one meeting with 10 different stories. Things doctors have said, for God, we have left you to go and die, and people are bouncing back. We've seen kidney-related issues, 2% left. The doctor says we don't know what to do. They drank the water, boom, bound to 84%, totally recovered. We've seen dialysis issues. We've seen all manners of things, yet we make no claim because it's not the water healing, it's your body healing. All the water does was just to empower your body for your body to fix itself. So we're having too many testimonies. If I put a Z Mama on this call, the excitement will know no bounds. She has too many testimonies to tell. If I tell Banky B to start talking right now, we might having an all-night event. If I tell Talatu to share the story happening both in Jos and Abuja, or I tell Madam Chichi what is happening there. Fatima is on this call. She's one of my favorite person because our story looks so unreal. Listen, anybody can do this. The product, which is just water, speaks for itself, which is why we say when you change your water, you will be changing your life. I will encourage you to get back to the person who shared this with you, who invited you to take a look at this, so that they can show you the next steps on how to get this innovative water technology. Now, I like to end by saying this. Nobody was born to win. Nobody was born to lose. Whether you win or you lose is a choice. You were born to choose. So again, nobody was born to win. Nobody was born to lose. Everything comes back to choices. Even God makes us to make choices. He said, I put before you life and death. There is no gun to your head. It's all about what choice do I want to make. I want to thank you very much for being a part of this call. My name is Solomon James, and truly appreciate the time you've spent in listening to us, and I hope you got value. If there is any question, I will encourage you to unmute. I will be opening up right now. You will unmute or you type in the chat and we'll read it and we'll answer your question. But meanwhile, I will pause the recording so we don't have an elongated recording for our viewing. God bless you.